episode 097.
My name is Chris Robertson. I'm a Scottish mechanical engineering graduate. I joined Adidas for a summer internship 2005. I'm currently responsible for foresight, portfolio and strategic research within the Adidas Future team. Success for me is how quickly I spring out of bed in the morning to tackle the day. There's definitely been times in the past where it's been much more laborious. But today with the balance, I think I've got things in order right now. And I can sleep well at night and I can spring out of bed in the morning. So for me, it doesn't sound like much, but I'm happy with that.
Welcome to Innovator Diaries, a show where influencers and leaders from all walks of life share their story and experiences. You learn the strategies and action points that have helped them find success and get to where they are today. You'll hear their stories and valuable advice to help you on your own path. These messages may also help somebody you know, so please share. Okay, perfect. Christopher, thank you so much for your time today. I'm really grateful. I know that this must be really busy times for you, but I'm very interested in talking to you because you're all about technology and innovation. As you said, you're currently the director for Future Global Innovation for Adidas, but you've gone through many stages. You've worked in future technologies, in process engineering, in future materials. So I'm sure this chat is going to be interesting. So thank you so much.
No, thank you so much for the invitation and taking the time.
Okay, Christopher, to start, before you go into your story, could you please tell me why do you do what you do? What's your purpose?
I believe innovation found me. I think I'm a naturally empathetic and systematic person, and I was always looking for a discipline that I could practice that. And from product development and the process side, I just felt naturally drawn to working with people and great and curious minds. And I feel that innovation is just a match. I'm quite at home in terms of uncertainty and risk and considering abstract approaches and thoughts. And I just feel it's a natural fit. Like I said, it's a discipline, and if you are quite structured in approaching it, tend to win and get some success.
Yeah, great. So for example, could you please explain what innovation is for you?
For me, innovation is transformational. It doesn't spring back. You don't return to the old way of doing things. You set a new path and people will travel down that path. The benefit is desirable and feasible. And there's no need to return to the old way of doing things. I think it can be confused quite often with novelty, where it does rebound. And it gives you a little sugar rush, but you go back eventually doing things in the same way. It's transformational. You tend to see its impact beyond technology. It's really societal and ultimately beneficial.
So, for example, for innovation to be able to happen, people and businesses by default need to be flexible and be open to change.
Yes, absolutely. It comes in many forms. It's behaviors, it's technologies, it's processes, it's hiring practices, it's who's sitting around the table, it's the conversation that you're having. It's not just change in an IT infrastructure team or coming digital. It's a holistic change that's required.
So can you give me an example of how you've been able to manage this? Like, let's say as an advice for small businesses as well, because I think especially in these times that there's so many changes and so many things happening, perhaps as a tip for somebody that is struggling right now, how have you been implementing innovation in your line of work? Can you give me an example, please?
I think it's important to have varying perspectives around a topic. The organization that I work for is in a consumer goods segment, fashion organization. We have quick turnovers and people see the end product as the innovative part. But actually, when you go behind the scenes, there's a whole host of topics from supply chain, process engineering, through to even the way you handle the business and accounts. What we've had to do is realize that we don't have all the talent in-house. And that doesn't mean you charter a design agency or an innovation agency necessarily, but it's important that you have diverse perspectives. So part of our ongoing strategy is to be open source. It's a fundamental intent. And that just means being truly collaborative. How that plays through in R&D is that you provide open usual suspects looking for challenging users.
Want to listen to the entire interview? Simply go to innovatordiaries.com/episode number. Or you can find this episode and hundreds of other great stories on Google Podcast, iTunes, Spotify, or whatever your favorite podcast player is. Please check me out on LinkedIn. Follow or connect with me as I'm very proactive on that social network. And finally, subscribe to this YouTube channel. You'll get all the new stories as soon as they're released. See you next time.